I watch cats dying in Cairo at night, under the tables where people sit, playing dominoes or chess, smoking hookahs and drinking tea. They kick them dead, away from their tables. In the daytime, I watch people living on roofs of houses. Women hang sheets to dry and talk loudly with each other. Most are in long white or black dresses, with scarves covering their heads and faces. Sometimes I notice their golden teeth. They flash in the sun when one of them screams and curses a child who had come close to the edge of the roof. For days I go to the city of the dead, where the robbers, homeless, and dogs without hair roam tiny streets. I like to watch the views of the Saladin citadel that rises on the hill. In the Wadi Natrun valley, I'm looking for Coptic monasteries. I visit their cells and listen to stories about their heroic acts of self-mortification and stare at metal hooks in the wall where they had tied their long beards so they would not fall asleep at night. I'm becoming a friend with a monkey living in a cage at a local bus station. In Alexandria, while looking for a cheap hotel, Pashtet approaches me. Her name means cat. She wonders who I am and what I'm looking for in her city. She holds my hand and takes me to a small hotel. The hotel owner suggests using the right I have, the US passport, to get him a few bottles of whiskey, wine and beer, duty-free at the airport. For this service, he offers free accommodation for several days. Bastet and I now have a roof over our heads. In the daytime, we walk around Alexandria. At night, we practice English. I'm proceeding further. Near St. Catherine Monastery, I meet an old English woman who lives in a tiny hut. Her guardian, an Arab, stays in front of the shed, tying himself up at night with a chain wrapped around a tree. He doesn't want people to think anything wrong about their friendship. A few hours before sunrise, the abbot of the monastery opens the entrance gate and lets me out. It is still dark as I start my way up Mount Sinai. I climb slowly for a few hours, alone and without the flashlight, getting lost often and then somehow finding a way to the top. I'm even of some use to a group of Japanese pilgrims who joined me in climbing just before dawn. They hadn't taken the flashlight either, and for some reason believed that I might be able to find the right path. Fortunately, I succeeded. The next day, I climb another hill to see a rose that grows from the stone in front of a hermit's cave. The cave is on the top of that hill, high above the monastery, right across the Mount Sinai, and that sun that keeps rising every day. In the monastery, one of the monks whispers in my ear that I should try to be careful in the world, for there will be all kinds of problems for me. Finally, I reach Siwa, the oasis in the western desert, near the Libyan border. I want to see the swimming pool where Cleopatra bathed when she stopped by here on her return from Rome, and to visit the temple of Amun, and try to get an answer to some of my dilemmas. Yes, I'm also interested in seeing how Berbers live. I sit by the Cleopatra's pool, full of dirty green water, and think about my life and what the monk had told me after the liturgy and my communion. A boy approaches me and offers me figs and dates he carries in a knitted basket. "My name is Afalkai," he says. No wonder he was given that name. The boy's handsome, and that name means just that, the beautiful one. Afalkai stares at my wooden cross and asks me why I believe in Isa when Musa is a true prophet. I tell him that Isa was also a true prophet. Afalkai frowns and says quietly that Musa is a bigger prophet than Isa. I don't know how to compare prophets, I tell him. Then he proposes a race. 2 lengths of the Cleopatra pool, and who wins will mean that his prophet is greater. I look at frogs and lizards in this green slough. I get in. After the race, we sit still by the pool and eat dates and figs. Prophets are no longer mentioned. Yes, we say our goodbyes as brothers in the universe.